A poor beggar lived at a busy railway station in a large city. Every day, he survived by asking passengers on passing trains for money. One afternoon, while begging near a train, he noticed a tall man dressed in an elegant suit. The beggar thought, "This man looks rich. If I ask him for help, he will surely give me a good amount of money." So he approached the man and stretched out his hand for alms. The tall man looked at him and calmly said, "You are always asking from others. Do you ever give anything to anyone?" The beggar was surprised. "Sir, I am just a beggar. I only ask from people. How can someone like me give anything to others?" The man replied, "If you cannot give something, then you have no right to ask for anything either. I am a businessman and I believe in exchange. If you have something to offer me, only then can I give you something in return." After saying this, the man boarded the train and left. But his words deeply touched the beggar's heart. For the first time in his life, the beggar began to think seriously. Maybe people do not give me much because I offer nothing in return. But what can a beggar possibly give? For 2 days, he kept thinking about this question but found no answer. On the third day, while sitting near the station, he noticed beautiful flowers blooming on nearby plants. Suddenly, an idea came to his mind. Why not give flowers to people in return for their kindness? Excited by the idea, he gathered some flowers and boarded a train again. Now, whenever someone gave him money, he would hand them a flower with a smile. To his surprise, people happily accepted the flowers. Some even smiled warmly at him. Slowly, more and more passengers began giving him money. Every day, he collected fresh flowers and distributed them. He noticed something interesting. As long as he had flowers, people were eager to give him money. Once the flowers ran out, the donations stopped too. One day, while moving through a train, he suddenly saw the same tall businessman again. The beggar quickly approached him and said with excitement, "Sir, today I have something to give you. If you give me money, I will give you flowers in return." The businessman smiled, handed him some money, and accepted the flowers. Then he said, "Wonderful. Today you have become a businessman, just like me." The businessman got off at the next station, but once again, his words entered deeply into the beggar's heart. A businessman. The beggar's eyes sparkled. For the first time, he no longer saw himself as helpless. He felt as though he had discovered the secret key to changing his life. He jumped off the train and shouted toward the sky, "I'm not a beggar! I am a businessman! I can become rich too!" People nearby thought he had gone mad, but the next day, the beggar disappeared from the station. 6 months later, 2 well-dressed businessmen happened to meet at the same railway station. One of them smiled warmly and shook the other man's hand. "Do you recognize me?" he asked. The other man looked confused. "No, I don't think we've met before." The first man smiled and said, "Actually, this is our 3rd meeting." The businessman tried to remember but failed. Then the man said softly, "I am the same beggar you once refused to give money to and later bought flowers from." The businessman stared at him in shock. "You, the beggar?" "Yes," the man replied proudly. "But today, I am one of the biggest flower merchants in the city," he continued. "In our first meeting, you taught me the law of life, that to receive something, we must first give something. In our second meeting, you helped me realize who I truly was. I was no longer a beggar. I had already become a small businessman. People were not giving me charity anymore. They were paying for the flowers I offered them. With the money I earned, I started buying more flowers and slowly built my own flower business. Today, that small idea has completely changed my life." Both businessmen smiled with respect and walked away together, discussing business as they left the station. The lesson of the story is simple but powerful. Your life changes when your thinking changes. As long as you see yourself as small, weak, or helpless, you will remain limited. But the moment you change your mindset, believe in your value, and start giving something meaningful to the world, success begins to move toward you. Success is hidden inside your mindset. Change your thinking, respect yourself, and you can rise higher than you ever imagined.